Hey y'all, it's your favorite. It's Maddie and we're back with another analysis video where we talk about authors and their books. And last time I did Lauren Roberts, and today we will be doing Ali Hazelwood. So Ali Hazelwood just announced another book that comes out, I think in October, called 𝙏𝙀, which is supposed to be the second book to her paranormal romance called Bride. And I was like, well, this is the perfect opportunity to do an overview of her so that way people who have never read her books before can have an overview of her. But I'm also just gonna be talking about her as an author in general and her works and, you know, everything. So Ali Hazelwood is actually the author that got me back into reading with her YA romance called 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙞𝙧𝙖, which is a chess revolved romance, rom-com-y, high stakes, you know, kind of romance. And I really enjoyed that one so much that I even went as far to read Bride right after. I know, crazy thing to go and read like right after reading 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙀𝙀, but I enjoyed that. And after that, Ali Hazelwood became one of my favorite authors. Now there were some of her books where I started to bunk her down to like my second favorite, and now Lauren Roberts is my favorite author, but she's my second favorite, y'all, and amazing. So I have all of her books actually here, except for 2 because those are not physical. So that means she has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books published, and she's gonna have another one coming out called 𝙏𝙀, and that will make 11. And also on her Instagram bio she also has like this thing that's like question mark, so that means the book is not revealed yet, but that means it would technically be 12 books. And today we're just going to be talking about, you know, all her physical books, and we're going to be talking about her other 2 books. I haven't read one of them because I just never got around to reading it, but the other ones I have read. I've read every single book of hers except for one, and I'm going to read that one soon. I know it's like the wrong season because that one's a Christmas book, but I don't care. So we're gonna start out with her first ever book. So her first ever book was called The Love Hypothesis, and this book was basically supposed to be like a Star Wars fan fiction, but it's not. I didn't watch Star Wars, so apparently there's supposed to be a whole bunch of like jokes and Easter eggs that involve Star Wars. I just didn't get them because, you guys, I don't watch Star Wars. I don't watch movies in general, just not my thing. But yeah, I annotated this book, and you can tell that I definitely love this book so much, from like the little creases and everything. Yeah, so most definitely. So I like this book. I rate this one 4 stars. This was her first ever book. It's like low spice actually, so if you're looking for Ali Hazelwood book that doesn't have a lot of spice, this is it. There's only like 1 scene, and the rest of the book is plot. Like, do you see this? There's like only 1 scene. And that 1 scene is like 2 pages long, like this much, versus this. Oh, you'd best believe I devoured this. So this one was published first. It was her first ever book, as mentioned. This one was published, 2021, or oh yeah, 2021, and then she released the bonus chapter, which is now in this book, and not released 2022, but I'm gonna just say 2021 because that's when it originally came out. So I like this one. It's cute. It was fun. It was a quick read. I enjoyed it so much. And so it's about this girl named Olive, and she basically, her best friend really likes her ex, but she's like, I don't want to get it with your ex because like that's breaking girl code. And Olive genuinely doesn't care. She's just like, I don't care, I don't really like him like that anyways. So her friend's like, no, and she's like, one day she's like, oh yeah, I'm going on a date tonight. And basically she was just planning on being in the lab finishing up some things because, you know, she's a scientist. And basically her friend was there, and she was like, oh crap, and she gets the first man she sees, which happens to be Adam. And so they fake date because not only does it benefit her but also benefits him. He needs to like have some kind of like friendly thing, I forgot what it was, but he needs to have some kind of requirement or whatever to get into what he wanted to get into, or like it looked good to have a girlfriend on his side to get into the place he wanted to get into. And yeah, so he's a professor, she's a student, but it's a college romance, so y'all chill. So yeah, and this one was just so cute. I love it so much. Love on the Brain. This one, as you can see, is like a pink theme. This one is probably like one of the ones that people would like call cringe because there's like a certain scene where like she's like, oh yeah, I think it's like galaxy leggings. Y'all make a fuss over the freaking clothes. That's crazy. I enjoyed this one, but not as much as any of our other books. I rate this one at 3 stars. I believe it was okay. I liked it. She thinks he hates her. It's a workplace, by the way. They're both scientists once again. She thinks he hates her, and so they're just going around working, trying not to butt heads, but as we already know, it doesn't go as planned. This is her third ever book. Well, it's actually 3 books in one, well, novellas in one. And so there's 3 stories, 1 large book, and Under One Roof. This is about a girl, and she's a scientist. All of these people are scientists, and these are actually all 3 of these girls, they're best friends. I didn't make that connection until I got to like the last book. Or was this the last one? I don't know, it was one of the last stories. I know this was the first one. And basically, his grandma, I think, died and passed down the house to her, but he's still living there, so now they're living in the same house, and he doesn't like her because just like, why are you in my house, you know? This one, I didn't like this one as much. I don't remember what happened. That's like why I didn't like it. This one, they're just stuck in an elevator and reviewing their past, I guess. Next up, which is her 4th book, is called Love Theoretically, and in this one we actually get an Olive and Adam cameo. It's so cute, honestly. I love how we get the cameos. And this one, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, I finished this book when I was really tired, and I started it when I was really tired, so I don't remember a lot of things from this book except for the Adam and Olive cameo. I just remember deeply enjoying it. Like, it's like one of those things where, you know, like, you read a book high but you just forget what it's about like the second you put it down, but you still read it high because of the experience, you know? So, oh right, so our girl here, her job is fake dating, just to get people out of situations, and the guy she's fake dating, this is his brother, right? And so they see each other a lot, they bump heads a lot, they go to the same college. Pretty sure he's a professor or whatnot. Friends with Carlson, and yeah, so she's basically struggling to pay for a lot of things because she doesn't have insurance, she doesn't have all this other stuff, and the story just goes from there. Check and Mate and Check and Mate. So this is the book that got me into reading, as I was saying, and so I definitely bedazzled this one. I bedazzled my Check and Mate copy. Definitely worth it. I had the most fun time doing this. So Check and Mate is about Mallory here, and basically she needs money. Her family's struggling, like they're struggling down in the deep. She loses her job, and one day her friend is like, okay, I'm gonna participate in this chess tournament, but we don't have enough players, we need 1 more player, and you're the best player I know. She's like, I don't play chess anymore. So she ends up winning against Nolan Sawyer, who's actually supposed to be the best chess player in the world. And after that, he just becomes fascinated with her, and they get paired up for more things, and they start to do collaborations, interviews together and stuff like that, and it goes from there. So kind of like a rivals, not enemies, but rivals to lovers. I want you guys to keep in mind that enemies to lovers and rivals to lovers are different things. You can have a rival, but you don't hate them. You know, it's like, that's just who you're up against, that's your competition. But someone that's your enemy, you hate them, you don't like them. That's enemies and that's rivals. This is a rivals to lovers romance. So definitely, and it's YA too, and it was just really enjoyable. Tabbed a lot of things. I went back and re-tabbed it after rereading it. We have Bride, which is the second Ali Hazelwood book I ever read, and this one is her first ever paranormal romance, which, by the way, that was her first ever YA romance that I just looked at. This is her first ever paranormal romance. This is about a vampire named Mallory, and basically she comes back because her best friend goes missing. I know I keep addressing all the side characters as best friends, but they're side characters. I don't remember too much about them, but I feel like I should. I think her name was Serena, but Serena's getting her own book, I believe. So yeah, so her best friend goes missing, and so she comes back to the vampire world because she suspects from multiple things that she's picked up in clues that her friend has left behind that, oh yeah, like, she's in the vampire world, and mind you, she's a vampire. And the only way to get to her, because once again the clues are lying to this one thing, is that she is where the werewolves are. Now the werewolves and the vampires are serious enemies, and so she gets an arranged marriage and everything like that, and it just goes from there. Enemies? I think you would consider this one enemies because they don't like each other at first. Like, they despise each other at first. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Guys, this one it was like Icebreaker. If you read Icebreaker, you would know it had no plot. It was just, you know, yeah. So I don't like this book at all. I don't remember anything because there was nothing to remember. another scientist romance. I will say, as a tall girl, we got tall girl representation in this one. Like, our female main character was tall, you know, so as a tall girl, I appreciate that representation, but wish it was better. And then we have, well, actually we have another, which one is a novella. It is called 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙞𝙀 Can Play. It's audiobook only, but Ali said that she'll also be printing sometime soon. This one was enjoyable. This one came out after Not in Love. Rated this one higher than Not in Love. This one was actually good. I liked it. It's supposed to take place in Christmas, but it came out around the summertime, I believe, and I enjoyed it a lot. Do I feel like there was something missing? Most definitely, but did I enjoy it? Also, most definitely. So yeah. Next up, it's like Cruel Winter with You, which was her Amazon novella, which I really wish Amazon would have printed that one out because I want to own a physical copy of all of her books, but I can't. I might have to like self-print it. But I don't do binding. I don't bind books. I don't know how to do that. Please, Amazon, please. Would you be a dear and just print out the book for me so I can put it on my shelf? I didn't want to buy the Kindle ebook version. I hate ebooks. I hate ebooks. It makes my eyes hurt. I like audiobooks and I like physical books, but I don't like ebooks. So Amazon, please, would you please print it out for me, pretty please? Along with everything else in that little series. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I didn't read that one at all. I need to read it. I just literally didn't want to buy it. I was just like, because if I'm buying it, I want the physical copy. I'm not going to pay for an ebook. You guys got me messed up. So until Amazon prints it, I'm not buying it. Okay. Next up, and also her last book that's currently published, is Deep End. And this one is her first ever sports romance. And this one is much more steamy, spicy. But there's a warning at the beginning that literally says like, oh yeah, this one's much more steamy, spicy, and all that stuff. So there's a warning. But this one actually had a plot. There was actually something going on, unlike Not in Love. This one actually had something going on. I was just like, okay, great. There's progress. We're moving. We're going somewhere with this one, actually. Thank you. So I like this one a lot. Whatever her friend's name was, she went downhill for a second, and I was just like, oh. But she had a little redemption arc. You're on thin ice, sweetheart. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You're on thin ice, sweetheart. And then, as announced, Mate is coming out. That one, I think her friend's name was Serena. That one focuses on Serena and her little werewolf boyfriend. And mind you, Serena, I think, is half werewolf, half human. After thinking she was a human her whole life, she turns out to be half werewolf. So, yeah. But that's all for today's video, y'all. I hope this helped you kind of get like an insight, kind of like, in case you were like wondering about Ali Hazelwood's books. Hope this one kind of made you like, okay, now I know what I want to read and what I don't want to read, and based off my ratings and everything like this one. So hope this helped you out. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like and subscribe, because I do post a lot of like in-depth videos about what books are about and whatnot, so you guys can get like a quick overview. But that's it for today's video. So Meta kisses, Meta, and goodbye.